everybody, and welcome to the Super 80s Podcast Friend. We are a TV theme song explorer with one mission, and that is to analyze every single 1980s TV theme song. All genres, comedies, dramas, detective. Is that a genre? Detective shows?
Yeah, I think so.
Sure.
Detective shows. We love them all, kind of. And if you love us, please like and subscribe wherever you listen to your podcasts. And if you could leave us a review on the old Apple Podcasts, algorithms like it.
The algorithms.
Yeah, they're big fans. So if you could do that, that'd be great. And please reach out to us. We love getting things in the mailbag. You can reach out to us on Facebook, Instagram.
Oh, Threads.
And
I'm paying attention.
and via email at super80spodcastfriend@gmail.com. By the way, I'm John.
I'm Ryan.
And I'm Pete.
And we like to start out with a drink. I know that we're wrong more often than not, but I think we have 3 beers that have never been on the podcast before.
Really?
Anonymous statistician will let us know.
Yes.
But Ryan, what's in your glass? It's a funky looking can.
It's a beer called Crooked Grin
Okay.
from Hop and Barrel Brewing Company in Hudson, Wisconsin.
We live in Wisconsin. Where the hell is Hudson?
Hudson's way north.
Oh, up north.
Way north.
Way up north.
Way north.
Well, that's fantastic.
Indian Pale Ale.
All right. Welcome. What is it called again? Hop and Hammer?
Yeah.
Crooked Grin. Hop and Barrel
Hop
Brewing
and Barrel.
Company.
All right.
Yeah.
Welcome to the podcast, Crooked Grin from Hop and Barrel up in Hudson, Wisconsin.
Hudson.
All right. Pete.
I've got something from Lakefront. It is the Royal Rabbit Imperial Hazy IPA.
All right. We've had plenty of Lakefront, but that's a new one.
Not the Wabbit.
Not the Wabbit. And I'm drinking New Belgium
Yeah.
Fat Tire.
Yes.
Do you guys remember? We're old enough when that was like a rare beer.
Very exotic.
Very exotic.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was talking about this with my wife today because I picked the 6-pack of this up, and it was like you couldn't get it around here, but people would bring it.
Right. You had to be west of the Mississippi River.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people would bring it to Wisconsin or when we were in Chicago. And
Right.
and I remember our local bar when they finally got Fat Tire in bottles. We were damn excited.
Correct. Yeah.
So that forbidden fruit type of thing.
Scarcity.
New Glarus has mastered that.
Indeed.
For our international listeners, New Glarus is a Wisconsin brewery. You can only buy it in Wisconsin, and our neighboring states tend to really dig it. It's a great beer.
Yeah.
Brewery.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
So 3 new beers on the podcast. Well, cheers. Let's chug them.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Crooked Grin
Hop and Barrel.
and a Wabbit.
Royal Rabbit Imperial
What?
Hazy
Royal
IPA.
Oh, yeah. That's the stuff. Tastes like it did 20 years ago.
That Royal Rabbit can I like it. It's wacky.
Is there a buck-toothed rabbit wearing a...
Aren't all rabbits kind of buck?
Like a crown and
crown. He's got a mustache
'Cause
like...
he's imperial.
Yeah.
yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
He's funny.
How's the beer? Solid?
good, yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, that was a nice little beer session.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got retractions, comments, observations, ideas, and announcements.
I got none of those things.
Yeah, I got quite a few.
Oh, boy.
Yapes.
You got something?
I got nothing.
Well, why don't we start out with this? First of all, I'm not retracting my moonlighting vote. I was thinking about it because I gave it a thumbs down.
Yeah.
But after listening to it, I just want to say I think it's a really kind of a dreamy, weird song. I'm still not giving it a thumbs up, but
Yeah.
it's trippy. And I kind of like trippy.
Yeah. It's funny that you say that because I actually thought about the vote myself, and I was like, I can't believe because I think I voted in favor of that song.
I believe you did, yeah.
And I was like, I listened to it again, and I was like, I'm shocked that I voted that I like this song.
It's weird. You got to be in the right mood.
Right.
And I think I was on break from work and I heard it and I was like, maybe I needed that.
Yeah. So again, I'm not changing my vote either, but it's definitely an in-betweener. You could go either way depending on your mood, maybe, right?
It would have been amazing if we both retracted. Your thumbs up became a thumbs down and my thumbs down became a thumbs up.
That would have been perfect.
Yeah.
A couple other things. Moonlighting got a decent amount of feedback from our listeners. And after I give the feedback, I watched an episode.
Oh, wow.
Did either of you guys?
No.
Okay. Yura in Finland, our longtime listener and friend Yura said, the show had a very corny translated name. I'm struggling to find a good translation in English, but the best he could come up with translating the Finnish name for Moonlighting, Monkey Business for Two. I laughed out loud when he said that.
Right.
Yeah. So the Finnish title for Moonlighting is Monkey Business for Two. Yura also said, I believe my brother had that Bruce Willis album on vinyl.
Oh my.
I definitely remember seeing it around the house. Might have been from the library, but I'm pretty sure he had it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Multiple comments from multiple listeners about Sybil Shepherd's hotness.
Yeah.
And I was kind of on the fence, and then I watched an episode.
And?
Oh, she's hot.
There you go.
Was it on the Moonlighting episode where we talked about Harrison Ford going to Ripon College?
Yeah, because Al Jarreau went to Ripon College.
That's right. So, listener and dear friend of the podcast as well, Brad, a friend of his mom dated Harrison Ford when they went to Ripon College. So a friend of Brad's mom used to date Harrison Ford.
So it's like 3 degrees of separation.
Yeah, dated him while they were at college. No cap, he says. I believe that means no bullshit in modern slang. So yeah, that's just a little bit of Moonlighting chat.
You going to tell us
Fantastic.
about the episode?
Holy smokes. So I was looking forward to it.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Really?
So I picked I picked like season 2, episode 7.
Okay.
The episode's called Somewhere Over the Rainbow. I'm going to try to make this short, but it starts out with a lady and a man, and they just hooked up that night in a hotel room. Just got done doing the deed, and then a guy who looks like Brian Johnson from AC/DC walks in the room with a shotgun.
Oh boy.
And looks at this redheaded Irish lady, and he says, "Give it to me." And then the lady says a magic incantation, and she kills him.
Oh.
Wait, in what way? Like the spell kills him?
We'll get there.
Okay.
But yes, we're led to believe that the spell kills him.
Oh, this is fantastic so far.
So then it goes to I think the credits come after that, and then it's Bruce Willis, who is David, and Sybil Shepherd, who is Maddie. Maddie's wearing a very low-cut purple blouse.
Okay.
It's quality. David's talking like a million miles an hour, and so one thing I noticed. Did you guys ever watch the show Gilmore Girls?
Yes, we've seen it.
And one of the things with that show is they almost made it seem like they were the first ones to do that quick rapid fire talk that's super witty.
Sure.
These guys were doing it 10 years earlier.
Okay.
It's funny. And he's talking. So before like the actual plot of the show kicks in, they just spitball shit like this.
Okay.
And he says he's going to start a new business where people can lease out moms to other people.
Very 80s idea.
Yes. So that's the one thing. And she's like, you're so stupid. You're so uncultured. And then he's like, I'm cultured. And they start talking about artists because he wants to go to Maddie's art show with her. And he's like, I like artists. And he says he particularly likes Rubens. And I don't know if you knew who Peter Paul Rubens was. He was a 17th century Flemish painter who painted buxom nude women.
Okay.
And she says, why do you like him? And he said, because he painted big ladies with big maracas. She accuses him of having no soul and no, quote, poetry. And then he compares himself to E.E. Cummings and Sylvia Plath. He says he's a misunderstood cultural genius.
Show's really all over the place.
And then finally, the redhead who killed the Brian Johnson from AC/DC comes in, and she says, I'm sorry, I don't have an appointment. And Bruce Willis says, well, normally we're booked months in advance, but you happen to have hit our slack decade. She says she's being chased by a man who's after a pot of gold because she is a leprechaun.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yes.
Just their clientele.
Yep, a leprechaun. I could go on and on here. Maddie doesn't want to take the case. David does. She talks to David. She says, not only am I running from a man who wants my pot of gold, but I killed a man last night. He says, well, I killed a quart of tequila last night. Fast forward 20 minutes. Sybil Shepherd, Bruce Willis, and the leprechaun are in a ditch digging for a pot of gold. They find it.
Oh.
They're being chased by another man. They end up at LAX going through the baggage claim themselves.
Sure, right.
Anyway, it turns out the gold may have been from a bank robbery that her dad did. She decides he doesn't want to be a leprechaun anymore, and that's pretty much it. I mean...
This is an hour-long show, right?
Yeah.
And you stuck through it.
I did. It was really quirky.
1.5 speed?
No, but I fast-forwarded through a few parts.
Okay.
But I would definitely watch another episode.
Really?
It was super weird. I like weird.
Yeah. It sounds weird. It sounds... maybe this isn't the perfect analysis, but it sounds like the X-Files. Like the team concept of the man and woman. Like they just...
Yep, and they're very different.
Yeah, exactly.
So I liked it. They were both Bruce Willis and Sybil Shepherd were very, like, they're funny.
Cool.
And the chemistry between them on screen is pretty cool. So,
and the show lasted a lot longer than what I expected when you were given, it's like 5 seasons, I think, right? Like 4 or 5 seasons.
I mean, I can't remember.
So I don't know if we've told the listeners, as soon as the show's over, Conky is hungry, and he comes and sucks the energy back out of Pete's brain.
I got nothing.
He says, me hungry, as we know. And then he sucks the energy out of Pete. And
it's done after that.
Yeah, Pete wakes up at home the next morning.
Mm-hmm.
It's
no recollection of what happened.
It's quite the process.
It's very interesting.
So Moonlighting, I recommend it. Cool. Any other things to report from you guys? I've just been yapping here.
I did watch a show.
Ooh.
I decided to go just back and rando, and I watched an episode of Out of This World.
Oh. All right. For listeners, this is going way back. It's about a half alien, half human girl.
Correct. And so it's a season 2 episode. The episode was called Queens for a Day. Essentially, beauty contest, like a beauty and mother-daughter beauty contest. Okay, is the plot. The show is bad.
Very.
The show's bad. Like it was amazing to me how bad it was.
Oh yeah.
The couple things that stuck out, however, were the set was beautiful, like mid-late 80s, like colors and like pastel colors, like the outfits, like guys are wearing like Bugle Boy sweaters and jeans, and it really. That really spoke to me. I was like, holy cow, I forgot about that, like kind of wear and look. So I really like that. But the whole thing was basically dumb. Terrible jokes. So, they're like, the girls are having conversations about, are you going to do the contest? Blah, blah, blah. And one of the jokes was like, has your, why don't you do it so-and-so? And she's like, has your mother ever been confused with Ed Asner? Like,
oh god, so really
bad,
really shitty jokes.
And the best part was, this is supposed to be like the whole town competition, right? So you're thinking they finally get to the competition. It's literally smaller than anyone's living room, and there are less than 10 people there, and the 10 people that are there are all the characters from the show. Gosh. So it's not like they have put any randos there at all. It's like, what the heck? But, just, of course, she eventually uses her powers to alter it, and it has some kind of, like, meaning.
There's usually a lesson, right?
Yeah, there was a lesson, and, she had made a fool of her mom in front of the whole town and in order to lose the events of the other mom-daughter thing. This show sucks.
It sucks, yeah.
It sucks.
I don't know if you recall the one I watched. She brought her dad cube with her on the driving thing. She was
driving
Was
test.
the cube on your episode?
The cube was on the episode. It was just sitting on the desk in the kitchen. And so it was like they were just having this banter, and all of a sudden she's like, "Oh, I think it's time to talk to Dad." And she just like strolls over and just whoop, like the guy's just there all the time, right? Sitting by his
He's just sitting bored on his home planet, twiddling his thumbs.
his like Zoom crystal or whatever he's got, like.
Well, good for you for watching one of those. Was there any guest appearances or any?
No. It just is dumb.
Did you watch the whole episode?
I did. Yeah, I'm glad I watched it, but it was dumb. It's dumb.
Well, thanks for doing that.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. So we got to take these for the team. Our
You
listeners
have to.
appreciate this.
And
Maybe.
that show was like, I remember watching it and I kind of liked it.
Same.
So that's why I was curious. And I'm not sure how I liked it, but
Well, as we've mentioned time and time again, there were very few choices.
it's true.
Mm-hmm.
So if it was on TV and it moved,
Yeah. And the character, the main character, what is her? I don't remember. Phoebe or something in the show.
Yeah, we'll
like
call her Phoebe.
she's definitely she's cute. Like I remember like thinking that
right?
she
Middle
was cute
school
as a kid.
you.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
And I could definitely see how I thought that. Like,
Yep.
So
All right. Well, Out of This World and Moonlighting. Out of This World is not going to get a repeated watch.
No.
From Ryan, and Moonlighting probably at some point will for me, and I recommend it not just to you two, but to our huge listener base.
yes.
All of you tune in. We'll see those ratings go up on Hulu. All right. Well, that was great. Thanks for sharing a little bit about Out of This World. Only one thing left to do, and that's wake up old Conky.
Conky!
Ready to assist you. Pee-wee.
Morning, Conky. What's today's secret word?
Today's secret word is my two dads.
Now we're talking.
Oh.
I loved this show. That was you guys big fans?
I think I watched the show.
I watched
I
it
watched
regularly.
it. I can't remember much about it besides for that there's two dads.
Well, I've got a lot of memories of it.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't say that I do. I mean, I have a few, but not many. So why don't you tell us what you remember?
Well, I remember it took place in a big city, maybe Chicago, maybe New York. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Dick Butkus
Yep.
had the diner.
Yep.
There was the judge.
Yep.
She was a classic 80s actress.
Absolutely.
One of the dads was like an artist. I remember he painted in their apartment, like
Yeah.
the studio, and I think like he decorated her room and shit. The other dad was maybe a lawyer.
Some kind of businessman or something.
Yeah, businessman or lawyer. I remember. Did the mom move or pass away or something?
Something.
Something
But here's
happened.
another orphan. It's like an orphan. Another
right.
orphan. Like
And
fits neatly into the category.
She finds out that she happens to have two dads who are totally different than each other.
Correct.
And now they've got to raise this. I'm guessing somewhere middle school to high school aged
I would think so. Yeah.
daughter, and hilarity ensues as the dads have different philosophies on raising this girl,
Yeah.
and the judge is really involved.
Correct.
She had some time on her hands,
Absolutely.
and Dick Butkus is really involved.
Correct.
For running a little diner,
Correct.
that's. I mean, I said I had a lot of memories. That's not a lot, but
That's a lot.
That's pretty
I'm
good.
going to say it's a lot.
so that's I have not really thought of this show, and definitely haven't seen it since whenever it went off
Right.
the air in 1989. But it was watched by the whole family. I told you some
Okay.
shows
Sure.
just I would watch, some shows me and my sister.
Sure.
This is the one. I think this is, again, I've talked how my dad sometimes would just not watch. Dick Butkus reeled him in, much like Mr. Belvedere with Bob Uecker.
Sure.
Maybe shows he
Nice.
wouldn't typically watch, but you bring in a sports person who he liked.
Sure. That makes sense.
That was the reel in.
Yeah. My memory is because the dad that was the artist, they had like a car in their living room, right? Was it like a car that was like turned into a couch or
That
something?
sounds
Or
familiar.
something like that.
Yeah.
I feel like it was purple as well.
Vibrant 80s colors.
Yes. Yeah.
Abound.
And I remember thinking their apartment was really cool. Like it was huge, and just said it was like an artist would
Yeah.
put it together.
Agreed. Yeah, it felt like a big New York loft, and I don't know that
Loft,
it's in New
yeah,
York,
good-
but it had
good
that
point.
big loft vibe.
Paul Reiser.
Really, yeah, big tall ceilings.
Yeah.
So that's. I think we did pretty well there.
Yeah.
And Pete said he's got no memories except there was 2 dads.
Yeah, that's really all I have.
Well, in case you hadn't heard Pete talking for a while, Conky gave him a little extra juice today, so he was out a little longer. But Conky picked him up. He's got super strength, and he tossed him up, hit the ceiling, woke him up, and Pete now is very familiar with not only My 2 Dads, but the theme song. So without further ado, Pete.
Yeah. So sitcom, it was on NBC from September of 87 to April of 1990.
Okay.
3 seasons, 60 episodes. So there's a 12-year-old Nicole.
12.
Her mother dies.
Dies. Okay.
Yep. Somehow they track down 2 men who competed for the mom's affection back in 1974 in Key West.
Oh. They had to do
And
some deep dive in there.
They are, how they found them both in the same city. They're awarded joint custody,
Of
obviously.
course. Sure.
In the beginning of the show, they have 2 residences, but Nicole squashes that. So these 2 guys who initially were rivals decide to all move in
Sure.
in together. And then the judge who created this situation just happens to buy the building that they live in and
Course.
becomes the live-in landlord.
Oh, she's
Real
the
estate
landlord?
investment.
That's it, too. Yeah.
Yeah,
What city is this in again?
New York. I'm
Okay.
99% sure it was New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Paul Reiser is a financial advisor.
Okay.
Not a lawyer, but yeah, he's like the more uptight one of the odd
Wall
couple.
Street.
Paul
Yeah.
Reiser.
Yeah.
I totally didn't.
Yeah. Mad about you.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I knew that, but I forgot.
Yes, and then Greg Evigan is the artist. He also starred in BJ and the Bear.
Oh. Don't know. that
Florence Stanley was the judge's name.
Yeah, I can picture her.
one. Correct.
Yeah.
Classic hard ass
Yes.
lady.
Yeah. And then
I could see her having drinks with Rhea Perlman. Rhea?
either way.
Ree? Yeah.
So Dick Butkus ran the cafe or whatever it was, diner.
Diner.
But I think it was just in seasons 1 and 2, and then in season 3 he was just gone, and there was somebody else, and they didn't explain it.
Oh, poor Dick.
He wasn't around for the 3rd season.
I'm guessing it was his choice.
I'm guessing you're right.
And so there was an episode where paternity tests were taken,
Oh.
but Nicole decided she didn't want to find out, and
Uh-huh.
she threw the results away.
Threw
Good
him out the window.
good on Nicole.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a night court crossover.
Okay.
Seems legit.
Sure.
The judge appeared in an episode of Night
Harry.
Court as a judge. And then there was another episode where a recently released criminal that the judge had, sentenced was out on the streets in Bull.
Well,
Richard Mall.
Richard Mall. Yeah.
Was, in the episode to protect her.
Wow.
If you ever needed a bodyguard, Bull would be up at the top of the list.
Yeah, Bull's your guy. He was in that episode of Out of This World I watched as the driving school instructor.
Are you kidding me?
No.
How the hell is that guy getting a
Or
car?
he was working for the DMV, actually. Sorry.
Oh, DMV worker.
Convertible. Yeah. Convertibles only. So the song is called You Can Count on Me.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And it's actually sung by Greg Evigan, who plays Joey.
Wow.
It possibly was co-written by him as well. I couldn't get total
Really?
confirmation on that. But Evigan, who also, like I said, starred in BJ and the Bear, also sang the theme song for that show.
Oh.
Wow.
And
He truly
also
is an artist.
He is a
sang
true artist.
duet with Sheryl Crow for the
What?
P.S. I Love You soundtrack.
What?
So his career he's as much of a musician as he is an
Oh, wow.
actor.
Wow.
And it was composed by Don Peake for the first year and Ray Colcord for years 2 and 3. So there's like 2 different versions, I guess,
Okay.
of same song.
Same song, different versions.
Don Peake was part of a group of studio musicians known as the Wrecking Crew. He played lead guitar on
Oh,
Marvin
yeah.
Gaye's Let's Get It On,
Oh, yeah.
all the
Yeah.
Jackson 5 hits, and a bunch of other
Yeah.
stuff.
Wrecking
Like,
Crew's no joke.
Yep.
so he was a hotshot guitar player. Ray Colcord, who did the other version, composed the show for 227.
Okay.
Boy Meets World. He's the one that I brought him up a couple weeks ago. Played on Lou Reed's Rock and Roll Animal.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
All right.
So I mean, I don't even know which version of this song we've got Conky has queued up here, but either way,
That's
there's
cool.
some heavy hitters behind.
Very cool.
I know that I'll remember the song the minute I hear it. I can't hum it right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you got
What's
something?
it? What is it called?
Oh, for sure. You can count on me. I think I know this. I don't know the lyrics, but
Try.
Dun, 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 dun. No matter what you do, you can't count on.
Oh yeah, it's kind of like the Friends theme song.
Ah,
I'll
yeah,
be
good
there.
point.
That same type of
boppy.
Yep.
Yeah.
That sounds familiar. Well, this is exciting. I feel like we had a couple weeks of shows that I wasn't super familiar with. And
Yes.
this is one. I feel was this riding the wave around the same time as Perfect Strangers? In my mind, I was. You know what? I have them in a same. Time
I think
packet.
so. Yeah. I mean, I think Perfect Strangers is that late 80s. You know, was like a 87, 88, 89.
And two people who are like the two dads in this, two guys who are different but
Correct.
find a way to click.
They can never be the same. There'd be no
There's no show.
hijinks. There's no
There's no
hijinks.
Exactly.
If you don't have one uptight guy and one really relaxed guy, you've got nothing.
Exactly. Well, I think without further ado, we're ready to listen to the theme song, You Can Count on Me, from My Two Dads.
This is me, Nicole Bradford. Cute, huh?
Man, I love this type of intro where you got the talk over.
Do you? The voiceover.
I do, this type of thing, because you feel like you're getting brought into the party.
Sure.
So this is me, Nicole Bradford.
But if you were like watching this for the third year, you'd be like, yeah, I know this dumb story. Why you?
Even halfway through the first season, you're like, I got it. I know what's going on here.
You'd be clicking the skip intro button on Netflix if it existed back then.
But it didn't.
And do you guys hear that? Maybe that's an alto sax or a tenor sax
yeah.
in the background.
Yeah.
Because we're
Oh,
in
yeah.
New York. There
Correct.
needs to be saxophone.
Correct.
Do you guys know the punk band Fear?
No.
They have a song called "New York's All Right If You Like Saxophones."
Okay.
Yeah.
So made me think of that.
Yeah.
This is making me think of Square Pegs,
Yes.
which, as much as I love that show, the intro is like, you're it's just
get
annoying
it.
to hear the same voiceover.
Yep.
But okay,
Nicole.
onward.
This is my dad, and this is my dad. How'd I get?
The music in the background
Yeah.
is so.
You know what it reminds me of? What the hell song is that? Is that from Dirty Dancing? And I'm gonna make it right. Dun,
Hold on.
Shucks.
We're gonna fall in love.
Yes.
And it feels so right. Oh yes.
Oh yes.
We're gonna make love and it feels so right.
Yeah. Oh
Tossing it,
yeah.
turning-
That's what I was
Yes.
thinking of. Yeah.
Is the name of the person who sings that Mary Clayton?
I have no idea.
Possibly.
I have no idea.
Good call on that.
Get two dads? They inherited me. Congratulations.
The boppiness.
I didn't even listen to her words because now all I'm picturing is the Dirty Dancing deep cut. Did she just say congratulations?
I don't think so.
Oh, she might have.
How did I get two dads?
I don't know.
And to me, it sounds like, I want to say, stock music.
A little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, this is, if you bought the DVDs of 90210,
This is
playing
when you're
in the Peach Pit.
The original ones had like Elvis and Gene Vincent, and it's so bad on those. Give me more stock music.
It's a girl. Here's the judge who brought us together. She lives in our building.
My building. I own it.
My building.
It's my building. I own it. I'm from New York. I'm tough.
It's my building.
Yeah, that's it. That's what's happening.
It's where you boys are gonna live. It's my building.
I'm going to be keeping a real close eye on you sons of bitches.
She's gonna make sure we're one big happy family with one dad who's down to earth and one dad with his head in the clouds.
Oh, he's
Oh,
the
boy.
artsy fartsy guy.
Yep.
Head in the clouds. Just painting pictures.
Yep.
And like, really, just there's no mystery about what the
I was just
show
gonna
is
say
about.
she truly just laid it all out there, right? Like
I didn't even need to
What if she'd be
explain
like-
anything. We could have just listened to this and got the
Yeah.
whole premise.
What if she'd have been like, you don't even have to watch the show. This is it.
I think we're Father of the Year.
Oh,
I think we're Father of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
Not fathers. Father.
Nope.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
funny.
Singular but plural.
And now we're about to hear
You
the hook.
can
And count on me.
Joey, that's the dad's name. It's Joey.
Jesse.
Yes, Joey
Joey.
is the artist.
Yeah. Greg Evigan.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
And
Why does he have lyrics credits? That you're
Yes,
saying? Okay.
he does, actually.
no, so far I'm pretty sure I got these down. You can count on me.
Yes. You've got it so far.
I totally remember this.
Yeah.
No matter what you do.
Yeah.
Nice little harmony on there.
Yes.
That saxophone won't shut the hell up.
No. It's intent on
God.
reminding you that there's a saxophone in this song.
You know, shut up.
Yeah.
Saxophones are so overrated.
If this was a concert, the saxophone would be standing right in front of the lead singer.
Like the cowbell skit, but he's just
The singer keeps moving, and the
saxing
saxophone
all
just
over
keeps
his face.
moving in front of him.
That sounds like somebody else singing.
That
right there.
is, yeah. We got a different singer. I'm standing by your side.
Yep.
I was not able to understand that part, but I'll stand by your side is probably correct.
I'm standing by your
I'm
side.
standing by your side.
Yep. Yeah, the inflection is awesome. Yeah.
Is it? That was weird. I was not expecting that. The delivery.
The delivery was really something.
Yeah. Huh.
How many takes do you think it took
One.
for to be like, you gotta give more. You gotta give more.
Wow. They're not reinventing the wheel with these lyrics.
Correct.
No.
They're pretty stock. Put your hand in mine. You can count on me.
Sure,
I love you.
yeah.
It's good stuff. That saxophone needs to get his ass out of town. Hey, can I play the highest note I can play really loud?
It's really something.
We'd actually prefer if you didn't. Too bad.
It is actually like a competition. You've got 2 or 3 vocals. You know, they've put them together, and then you get about a second of vocals, and then the saxophone comes in there like exactly. Here I am.
And it is, overall the song's actually really catchy, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of cool stuff happening in a short amount of time, like we come to expect from good TV theme songs. But shit, man, saxophone. Who's gonna get the last word in?
Who's getting the last
Goddamn
note?
saxophone.
His voice is fine, right? Really
Sure.
kind of just really standard TV theme
Yep.
song sounding voice.
Yep.
Nothing.
He doesn't annoy
Nothing over
you.
the top, but nothing annoying.
Yeah, I agree
Yeah.
with that.
And that's why you've never heard of any of his other music that he's done
It's just
as
right.
a musician.
It's right there.
Yep.
It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the music. I can picture him, I think, with a mullet.
I just remember a beard. I think he's got a
Yeah,
beard.
beard, maybe a mullet.
You could be right.
All right. Obviously, we can picture Paul Reiser. Can you picture Nicole?
Yes. Yes.
I cannot. Wait, actually, I take it back. I can. There she is. All right. Popped in my brain.
Yeah, she was
Yep.
in. Do you guys remember the show? Was she in Step by Step? Was that a show with
Yes.
Patrick Duffy?
Yes.
From
And Suzanne
Dallas?
Summers.
Yes.
And that took place in Port Washington, Wisconsin.
Indeed. Yeah, I think she was in that show.
Will we get that show? Is that in the 80s?
I don't know. Good question.
Step by Step?
I mean, this show ended in 90, so I can't.
She
couldn't have
probably
been-
that was probably after.
Yeah, it must have
So
been right after.
unlikely.
Well, as we've alluded to, in a couple of years, it'll be the Super 90s podcast.
There you
friend.
go. Right.
So we'll get there eventually. Well, that was great. I'm excited to take a peek. I want to see the judge. I want to see Dick Butkus. What a weird name. That sounds it's over the top.
That's her right next to Duffy, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it
Definitely her.
yeah, it was 91. So she didn't have a whole lot of time off.
No, well, she's a good actress.
Can you see that?
No, but I'll get there. Yeah,
How did we do this last week? We were really good at it. We got a new screen set up here to watch.
I got it.
Conky's belly. All right. Sorry, team. All right, I think we're ready to watch it. Here we go. Watch along unless you're driving.
Then really watch. Oh yeah,
Something's happening here.
it's a nice looking sweater.
Nicole Bradford. Cute, huh? This is my dad, and this is my dad. How'd I get to, Dad?
So we got these pictures with like hand-drawn picture frames.
Yeah, it's almost like baseball cards.
It is.
Yeah.
There's that beard.
Yep.
And maybe not a mullet. It's hard to tell.
Ruffled hair.
Ruffled.
Ruffled.
Okay.
Like slick back ruffled hair.
The old slick back ruffle on Artist Dad. I totally remember the daughter though.
Yeah.
She's got a classic 80s vibe going. All right.
Yep.
Dad, they inherited me. Congratulations. It's a girl. Here's the judge who brought us together. She lives in our building.
My building.
My building.
I love that. Might be my favorite part of the intro so far. It's my building.
We need that to become a drop.
Exactly.
My building.
My building.
She's great. I feel like she was in a ton of other shit.
Yeah.
Don't know what, but she's very familiar.
Correct.
She made the rounds.
I own it.
She's gonna make sure we're one big happy family with one dad who's down to earth and one dad with his head in the clouds.
I think we're father of the year.
Little bit of a mullet. I don't
Yeah.
particularly like his beard.
No, I'm not a fan at all.
It's a bad beard.
He
Yeah.
looks like he should be on Days of Our Lives with that beard.
Exactly. He's
Yeah.
got a soap
That's
opera
a-
look.
It is a soap opera look.
Yeah.
Yeah, that beard. No, he's got to go.
Yeah.
So I totally remember this.
Yeah.
So Artist Dad painted a picture of Paul Reiser stressed out in his work clothes, and there's a picture of Reiser doing
Yep.
the exact same thing
I like
as
it.
him. Yeah, it's pretty clever.
But the painting kind of looks like shit.
Yeah.
Like, so he's not a talented painter.
No.
Hell of a singer.
Better singer
Hell
than
of a
painter.
singer. Yeah.
A fantastic late 80s sweater
Correct.
over the button up.
The whole they showed like three like
Yeah.
motifs of her. Every single one of those. She had a side ponytail in one
Yep.
of them. She had awesome sweaters.
I
Like,
feel like I'm at my middle school in 1998.
Totally.
Like that's every other girl looked like her.
yeah.
I mean, not really, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Standing by your side, I'll be right behind.
Florence. I was going to mention this before. I remember the Artist Dad in a trench coat. Is he wearing a trench coat right there?
Yeah,
Or
with
a
nothing else.
smock? Or
Just hair coming out.
no.
Oh wait, I'm being told those are pants. Actually, that is not hair.
Is it a trench coat or is that some kind of weird smock?
That's a
Maybe
trench
it is
coat.
a smock. Yeah.
Maybe he's a flasher.
That might be his painting coat.
That's a
The old painting coat.
weird look either way.
Yeah, it is. Oh, there's Butt
There's
Kiss.
Dick Butkus. What a great.
He's got a football under his arm, talking to the kid in the diner.
I'll tell you what, nobody wore a mustache like Dick Butkus.
He wears a good mustache. And is the diner in the building?
I think so.
So you
It
take
almost
the
has to
elevator
be.
down from the top floor, and you need a little advice after a rough day. You talk to Dick Butkus,
Yeah.
and maybe you get a cup of soup, maybe some
Yeah.
chili.
Yeah.
He does have the
Maybe-
damn football.
Maybe he'll throw a football at you.
Of course he does.
How old do you think Butkus is right there?
Like 40.
God.
Yeah.
I think you're.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
He's a young pup.
Totally.
He's retired.
Totally.
And guys, when he were playing football, made like $10,000 a year.
Correct. He kicks some ass at 40 right there. I bet he
Can get back on the Bears.
totally. He looks like Ditka with that mustache.
He does have a Ditka look to him.
Yeah.
No matter what you do.
Oh,
Dude, is it wrong if I say I kind of want to punch his beard?
No. Where else would you punch him?
I don't want to punch him, but his beard is
Oh,
it's insulting you.
yes.
Now he definitely does have a late 80s mullet.
Is he wearing
there was two in that last cut. There was two in a row of him in a tank top.
I was going to
Yeah.
say, is that a tank top or is that overalls without a t-shirt underneath?
I
Oh,
think it's
sweet
a tank
Lord,
top.
that would
That's
be
a good
bad.
look. We should wear that. We'll do one day. We'll do a video podcast, and we'll all wear overalls with no shirts
Jeez
underneath.
Louise.
Dexy's Midnight Runners. Do they do that in that whole video?
Yeah, oh yeah, Dexy's Midnight Runners. Well done.
So he's tank topping it with a
Yeah.
bad beard and a mullet.
He's just chill. He's just chill.
Yeah.
Sleeves are stress.
You can count on me.
And he gets the premier spot in the lineup.
Yeah. Well, he's
He's
singing the song.
And Greg Evigan as Joey. He looks a little methed out right there.
A little bit.
No matter where you
Hey,
go.
and there's no sleeves right there. It's cutoff sleeves.
He's anti-sleeve.
Yeah.
You can count on me.
But he doesn't have like muscles or anything.
No.
Like, he just has-
No.
We just saw the logo too, the My Two
Correct.
Dads there at the end.
Interestingly enough, I don't think it came in the beginning. I think it came only at the end.
Kind of a neon vibe to it.
Yeah.
Look kind of like a neon sign.
This reminds me a little bit of the theme, obviously, too. The theme of the show, that is the Punky Brewster. And Punky Brewster has like the
color,
drawings
yes.
and stuff like and bright colors.
I think you're right on both those counts, right?
Yeah.
Like the art that goes
Correct.
around the frames, along
Mhm.
with, you know what, Punky Brewster doesn't have a lot of those tank tops, and
Yeah.
this Joey's making up for it right
And
here.
lousy beards.
Lousy beard and tank tops.
Yeah.
Well, there we have it. My Two Dads. It all came back to me upon seeing that.
Yeah.
Was this Reiser's breakthrough? Before Mad About You?
I'm guessing.
I feel like had been around a little bit at that
Okay.
point, but
Is it weird that I have a tendency to mix up Reiser and Steve Guttenberg in my mind?
I don't think it's
that
weird.
weird.
No, I don't think that's weird.
I think they're interchangeable.
I'm more of a Gutenberg guy.
Yeah.
You know, 3 Men and a Baby, and of course Police Academy.
Police Academy, yeah.
Is that pretty much all he did? I just claim I'm a Gutenberg guy.
He just stepped off. He's like, I've done all I need to do.
Walked away
Exactly.
like Rick Moranis.
Correct.
Yeah.
There's no, I don't, you know, did the George Costanza just drop the mic and walk off
Got the hell out of Dodge. Oh, well, it's voting time.
Yeah.
We watched it. We listened to it. We critiqued the saxophone. Now we got to come to a decision.
Yeah.
If you are new to the show, we're about to vote on this song. All it takes is 2 thumbs up to get to our wall of fame. Who wants to start?
I will.
All right, Engineer Pete.
I liked it. I didn't love it, but I think it was good enough to get an Arnold.
Right on. Ryan.
It's an Arnold. I like it. It's a good song.
I'll be back.
Same.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I'll
Thumbs
be
up.
back.
Well, now, if we had a little dramatic music, we'd be playing it now. We now vote on any ones that get 3 thumbs up have a chance to become a... We need to come up with a consistent word. Should we call it a grand slam?
Yeah.
No?
No, let's just keep calling it different names until we find one we really like.
All right, to become a whopper.
Old timer,
An
Weimer,
all-time big friend.
Bahama Mama.
Big pal.
It's a big pal. Does it make the big pal wall?
The big... You a big man? You think you're a big man? We're going to find out now that it has gotten 3. It's on the Wall of Fame. Is the theme song from My Two Dads a big pal? 1 no, and it's done so.
And it's no pal.
So it's just
Who wants to throw out the first no?
Exactly. I'll start. Yes.
What?
Well, what if you will say no?
You're just kidding. Just trying to create some drama here.
Yes. We've got to keep our listeners
Ryan?
tuned in for
Ryan?
our advertisers.
Do you really want to go to me next?
Yeah, the answer is no.
Yes, no.
Were you going to say no or yeah?
I was going to say no.
I was going to say no too.
Yeah. It's a good song.
It's a good song.
But it's not. I actually would put it in the category of, if there's like the Hall of Fame and then you have the Hall of Very Good. Like this, the Hall of Very Good. Like Perfect Strangers is probably in that category too. Pretty good song. It's not an all-timer.
Yeah. So, there was the saxophone.
Ooh,
That's one thing.
That didn't help things.
The lyrics were mediocre.
Pedestrian.
Yeah.
And, I guess that's two good reasons right there.
Yeah. It's a catchy tune.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? It's got a fun beat. It's
Sure.
melodic, but yeah, it's not a big pal.
Do you know what I think is really funny about this new addition to us immediately talking about whether it makes the all-time list is we say that we really love the song and then we tear the shit out of it.
Well, as we've discussed, it's got to be special
Yeah.
to be a big pal.
Yeah, the big pal.
And this one's special, but it's not special enough to be a big pal.
That's true.
Do we have any of those questions that some people seem to like? I have none prepared because I was busy watching Moonlighting.
As the odd couple, and I'm going to bring this right back to the same place I went last time. When you and Ryan lived in La Crosse, who is the uptight one and who is the laid-back one?
That's a good question.
Depends upon the day of the week.
Yeah.
Ryan, all around, is a very laid-back man. Listeners,
Yes.
if you haven't gathered
most
that,
times.
he's a pretty chill guy. I would say, when it was just us two living together, it was pretty seamless.
Yeah.
It was a very, very easy
Yeah.
year. The year before, it was us two and four other guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6 dudes in a house.
6 or 5.
Actually, I think it was 5. Yeah, but 5 is
That's
heavy.
a lot of dudes.
Yeah.
But I would say, when it was just you and I, it was a pretty we were
Yeah.
a pretty laid back
Yeah.
crew.
So you didn't draw
We both
a
were
mural of him on the doorway, like ripping his own hair out in stress.
we
And then-
both were bearded with tank tops, if that's what you're wondering.
Yeah. That's what I figured.
He was the judge, I was Dick Butkus.
Yeah. I own the place.
It's mine. I own it. That was a good question, Pete. We should try to rope in as many Ryan and I living together questions at the end. I think that's a fun new segment.
Yeah, it is.
Because it's the closest thing to like half of these plot
Yes,
premises.
It's true.
It is.
It's true.
We were both pretty good on Sundays at just laying around and eating crappy
Oh,
food
yeah.
and watching 80s show reruns.
Yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
our 2 years of living together prepared us for this podcast.
It was research.
It was research.
Exactly. It's all background.
Love it. That's a great question, and that's a great episode. It was
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right. Unless there's anything else to share,
I got nothing.
let's wrap her up. Until next week, thank you so much for joining us here on the Super 80s Podcast Friend. I'm John,
I'm Ryan.
And I'm Peter.
and you're listening to the Super 80s Podcast Friend, where the towels are hers and hers